Okay, here we are with the real-time voice changer client. I installed this a couple nights ago and I've loaded everybody in so far. So I'm just kind of going to go through and demo every single one of them. So right now, you're just hearing my raw voice, my raw input. You're not hearing any special effects. I will warn you, there is a little bit of latency. It's not too terrible, but it definitely is like a second or two off, and there's going to be an echo if you are listening to this in your headphones. I'm not going to be hearing this in my headphones because I'm running all these voices that you're about to hear through a virtual audio cable output. So, without further ado, I'm going to change my input in OBS to make sure that we're picking up on all this, and then I'm going to start with Majima.
Okay, and it takes a little bit to start up, but we should be running perfect now. So, this is Majima's latest circuits model. You can load in, let me just actually hit edit real quick. You can load in MNDC 1513, Service SVC 4.0, DDSP SVC, don't really know what that is, RVC, diff SVC, and Beatrice. So you can put a lot of types of models in here, but I've loaded in all their names, I've loaded in icons for them just, for fun. But these are about the settings that I use. Since Majin is kind of a masculine voice, I have to keep him at a -4 for tuning. Unfortunately, that does affect the pitch. It's not like Gutel's gender flag, which it'll affect how masculine or feminine the voice is, but it won't change the pitch. It'll just bring it down, but this doesn't really do that. I don't know. I don't know the specifics of this technology to implement a feature like that, but this is fine for what it does. I wouldn't really use this for accurate in-key singing or anything. But yeah, that's pretty much what we have to say as Majima, so I'm gonna switch. I'm just gonna go down the list.
Alright, so as you can see, it does take quite a bit of time to switch from one voice to another. This whole software kind of moves at a snail's pace at certain points. Uh, I guess that's to be expected, even if I am using the GPU. So it might just be my laptop problem, it might be a problem with this software, I don't know. But it's not the biggest deal, it's not some kind of deal breaker for me. I don't need to switch instantaneously, at least yet. The only other thing that bothers me is that I usually change the tune setting because, oh god, all but one of these is a masculine voice and I have a very feminine voice. So I like to leave the tuning around -4. I try not to go below -6. You could do like a whole octave down if you wanted to. I don't know what the actual limit on this is. And I'm scared to check. My -4 is usually good, but if I try and save setting, it doesn't really do anything. Like, it doesn't actually save the setting I knows because as soon as I change to somebody else, it's just gonna forget what I said. So that's my only kind of annoying thing, but whatever, it's just like a couple extra clicks, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna switch to Shishido momentarily.
So as a side note, I don't know why it puts it all the way up at 20 for tune, which is, I guess it's because the preloaded models are always anime girls, but I mean, and some people want to talk with a more, masculine voice. It's not just the anime thing, okay? You know what I'm saying? So you're hearing a lot. What happens is that these guys all have my diction and my speech patterns, and it's patterns that they don't necessarily have, which is very funny. So accents do come through a lot if you have an accent that is different from, like, middle America packed in, then it's going to pick up on that. It's just, yeah, I'm running out of things to say, but we'll switch over anyway.
Now, this is just for the boys personally. I could leave Mayday at 0 if I wanted to, I suppose. But I feel like my voice is just a little too high for, mature adult women. I have not, my voice has not really changed since middle school, so I've always sounded that annoying. But, yeah. This is, well, currently limited. I have other models of, female characters, but this right now is our token woman. So then we'll move on to something completely different.
Okay, here should be good to go. This is kind of our little guide out. Much softer than the rest. Shitani's kind of soft too, but Kakihara's got it the worst. Which is unfortunate. I don't feel that he really has that soft of a voice, but this is what we're stuck with for the time being. I feel like I should be saying something kind of in character for each one. I love Anjo so much, he's my husband. Oh, I give him kisses. Was that good enough? Okay, let's just move on to Nishitani.
Oh, something that I should mention, here where you see noise, these two settings, echo doesn't really do anything for me because my room just doesn't have that much of an echo, but, I believe these are abbreviations for suppression, for noise suppression, and they do wonderful at suppressing noise, so all you're hearing are these guys. Instead, you hear kind of a weird feedback, because my laptop fan is really loud, and sometimes I'll have fans going in the room. But these cover it up great, so whoever did that, thank you. This is Nishitani's noise surface model. He's had a couple. I should say everybody has had a couple surface models, except for Ren and Shishido kind of got easy. They only have had the one this whole time. So they encourage for Nishitani. My wife Sherry is the most wonderful woman in the world, and I love her boyfriend, Majima, so much. We do everything together. Yeah, that should be good.
Okay, we're down to like the last 3. So, yeah, could you real time? Alright. I guess I should say something about if there's more than one speaker, but all of these are separate speakers. I don't put different speakers into the same thing to train. I just keep them separated. So, voice, you can choose different voices if you have a character with multiple voices or something. If you have different expressions, I guess this is what that's used for, but that's just not useful to me, because I only do like one character at a time, one expression at a time, like per model. I don't try to simultaneously train multiple. I don't think my computer could handle that. But yeah.
Okay. Kind of running out of things to say until the very last one. Well, I should have said this earlier, but if you want to hear this played back to yourself, I have this set to virtual audio cable. My input is coming into the microphone as I'm talking, but the output is the voice changer itself, and that's how I've routed it to Discord and stuff. But if all you want to do is record this and hear it as you're recording, you would just set it to ignore all these voice meters. Yes, I'm not using them, but mine would be speakers for my audio interface, and then you would just hear it playing back. But I'm just gonna keep it on cable input for now. Yeah.
Okay, I finally get to unveil this. You probably won't notice it because it's a bit more noticeable when rendering actual samples by other musicians, but this is a model that I made just of the compilation of Majima screaming and yelling and carrying on. I didn't morph this one for anything clean or anything really serious. I just kind of morphed another Majima screaming thing, and then I was kind of done with it, but it is very funny. It sounds like he's been vaping for 20 years. Yeah, that's pretty much that one. So just a little kind of novelty thing. This whole time I've been using Crepe. There's Crepe Full, Crepe Tiny, and then just Crepe. RMDP, I mean, you can use that if you would like, but, you know, it's down to whatever you think is going to work best for you. I just happen to like Crepe. I've used RMDP before, but it was fine. I would have to experiment a bit more with some of them, but I just tend to do Crepe. It's high quality, it is slow, but I just like it for its quality. I'm gonna go back to regular Majima. I'm sure this is kind of a grating voice.
Okay, and we have made it back full circle. That took a bit longer than I wanted it to. So I rambled on for quite some time. So yeah, this is really quite easy to set up as long as you know where your models are located. You can't link a model offsite, you have to download it directly to your computer and be able to use it. For me, that's not a problem because most of mine I'd already downloaded, and the ones that I hadn't were already on Google Drive. Just download and have to download those in parts because they're big. But I do wish you could write a link, but I'm not really sure how that would be implemented or if it would even work. So just running it locally like this is fine with me. There is a collab version if you're interested in using that. I haven't tried that out, which is strange because I'm usually the one to go for collab first. But yeah, this is a nice alternative when I don't want to crack up the notebooks. This is a bit faster of a setup, as you can imagine. So, I don't know, it would be kind of funny to record a bank like this, but I don't know. Trying to record anything outside of this program, because if you hit record here, start it, and then record something and then hit stop, it gives you an output file. But that's pretty smooth. But if I try to record in Dark Audacity or something, the playback's just a little bit more choppy. It's not anything terrible, but it's very noticeable, and that's not something that I particularly care for in recordings. So, yeah, this is just going to be kind of my funny little voice changer for Discord. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that little demonstration. I'm sorry that wasn't that much of a tutorial. If you are interested in using this, it's not particularly difficult. You just need to know the right one to download. Don't download any of the alpha versions. They are not ready to go. This is the 1.5.3.15. I'm using the OMX GPU CUDA one. You're probably going to have to select the one for your device, but that's the one that works for me. And virtual audio cable is free, and the only hookup is here, making sure that the input is your microphone itself, and then the output is the cable input, and then in Discord, making your input the cable output, and then your output device, just whatever speakers or headphones you use. So, woo! Hooray! I don't know, subscribe if you want to. I guess. I can't really make you do anything. What do I know? Shui Pal Majima, you trust me. You trust me to tell you to make right choices, you know? Stay in drugs, don't do school. Okay. For real though, I'm gonna go. I've got something to do tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. I got dreams and stuff. Bye.